close to the water, and I have 1,000 thoughts running through my head all at one time because I've been trying to reimagine life. And I've been trying to figure out what does that mean. And I've been trying to heal. And I've been trying to figure out what does that mean. And when I started this journey, actually started it about 5 years ago. And almost everyone that knows me knows my story about losing my daughter Naomi. But most people don't know what else I lost, what else I went through, and how I have been fighting. I would like to say that was the start of my fight, but truth be told, truth been told, I just say I wish that was the start of my fight. Not looking at the water, I just wanted to hear the water. I wanted to be at the water, and I wanted to be at the water with my family. Wanted my family. I've wanted my family to heal, and I've wanted to heal. But what I realized is everybody has to heal in their timing. That's me. That's everybody. We can't heal for other people. We can want healing for other people, and other people have to want healing. And in my opinion, healing comes with forgiveness. And I think that's why it's so hard to heal. I was thinking on my ride down, I was thinking about boundaries, because everybody throws boundaries around, and I love the concept of boundaries. But one of the things that I thought about today was in the word, when it says how many times you're supposed to forgive, and it says 70 times 7, which is basically, and it's not even, what is that, equal, I don't know, 400 and something. But I know it doesn't mean just 470 something times. It means, as many times as you have to. Along with that, other turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek. It's easier said than done. I've done it tens and thousands of times, and I'll be honest, it's hard. It's really, really hard to turn the other cheek. I'm sitting here thinking as I'm talking about some of the things I've had the opportunity to think of today. And honestly, I'm not ready to share them. But what I will share is my view on boundaries. Should we respect other people's boundaries? Are people allowed to have boundaries? Like, these are questions that I'm thinking about today. And I'll be honest, there was a situation that occurred today that kind of made me think about this. And I do believe that people have a right to have boundaries, but I don't think that there's a place for, how do I put it? Today, when people say boundaries, that means I can just walk away and I can just shut down. And I don't have to talk to you, and I don't have to do this, and I don't have to do that, and me. And do people have a right? Yes, they do. But one thing that I want you guys to think about, one thing that I've been thinking about today is, in my opinion, a lot of times when people talk about boundaries, they talk about excluding other people and protecting their peace. And I hear that all the time, over and over again. And the conclusion that I'm drawing is, yes, you are protecting your peace, quote unquote, but you're not healing. There is no healing. There is no I in healing. Well, ing. But to heal, there is no I. There's no you either. But my point is, when we heal, it's not singular. It's not a one and done. It's not an individual. It's almost like trying to play basketball by yourself. There were people involved in you being hurt, and so there's gonna naturally be people involved in you healing. I'm really, really frustrated at the way so many people look at healing and boundaries today. I'm upset because, and I might have said this, I know I thought it, but I'm just going to use an analogy because this is how I've been looking at my life lately. So over the last couple of weeks and months, I don't even have words. Like, I prayed, and one of my prayers was for me and my family to heal. And it was almost like a quiet whisper I heard here that you're healing. And that's my program that I do to kind of walk individuals through the journey. Well, what's interesting is, of course, in my opinion, in order to really be effective in anything, it helps when you've experienced it, you've lived it. So as I have been going through this journey, I've been experiencing more healing than I ever set out for. Like, it was like the levees broke and every emotion that I never dealt with came flooded in. So the analogy I was going to use is, and this is what I think about most people, I think what they've been doing is, when they talk about boundaries, what they've actually been doing is boxing up their feelings, their emotions, and they've been putting them in a box and on a shelf, and they've been tucking them away somewhere, and they're just like, I'm just not going to deal with it. Well, just like anything, when we don't deal with it, most things have an opportunity to grow. So me, for example, I only speak for myself. Recently, in the last month or so, I had a situation. I'm not ready to talk about it 100%, but I will allude to some of the situation, and then maybe later I'll come back and talk about it in more detail. But and while I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about boundaries. To me, for someone to say, I'm not ready to talk about it just now, okay, that's an acceptable boundary. But for somebody to say, I'm never going to talk about it, and I'm never going to talk to you, or ... It's just like, how do you expect to heal if you will never even address it? So the situation that I had is I recently encountered someone from my past. And it was someone from my past, and we had a lot of good times. We had a lot of bad times. And we actually had a lot of unresolved issues. I didn't mean to put this situation on the shelf. I didn't mean to put it in a box. I think due to the nature of our relationship and other things that were going on, I just had to continue to live my life. It wasn't even live my life. I was actually trying to survive. I was literally trying to survive and trying to make it through, trying to continue on. I was a young mother, had 2 children, and I was just trying to survive. And so I took every feeling, every emotion that I had, and I just put it in that little box and I put it on the shelf. And it's funny, and I think that's why I'm addressing boundaries today, is because I thought I had set healthy boundaries just by ignoring the feelings, ignoring the emotions, ignoring the attachment, ignoring everything that it involved, only to find out almost 20 years later that all of those feelings were still there, and I had no clue. I was not prepared. I'm not the same person. I'm almost literally twice as old, and it just shocked me. It shocked me that how is it that I can still have these feelings? Well, that's what I'm talking about. When you don't acknowledge and you don't deal with and you suppress those feelings, or you put them in that box and you put them on that shelf, then guess what? They're still there. And honestly, it's almost like they just had time to grow and to grow. And so this last month I've been very, very emotional. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful because, again, my desire is to heal. And you can't heal what you won't acknowledge. So I'm just coming on today just to say, me coming on a lot today and tomorrow, because wow, it's just been such a roller coaster of emotions. I didn't even introduce myself when I started, but I am Frederica Hutchinson. I do several things. I have a nonprofit called Women's Inspire. I have a business called International Life Consulting, and most of you probably going to be watching me either on YouTube or Facebook. So YouTube is a Life Reimagine show. And I chose that title because I have been through so much, and you name it, I've probably experienced it. But I just want to start unpacking some of it. I want to start just opening up, sharing. I had a women's podcast, and my producer used to always say, Frederica, this is like therapy for you, isn't it? And it really is. But I don't think it's just therapy for me. I think anytime we open up and we speak openly about our feelings and our emotions, it's an opportunity to heal. So I am looking for healing at almost all costs, meaning I'm not holding on to this baggage anymore. Like I said, my box fell off the dang on shelf, so everything spilled out. So I'm just I'm just speaking my truth. My truth does not necessarily everybody else's truth. But what I will say is it does feel good to for that box to be open. Well, I'm gonna come back to you guys in a little bit. So enjoy your day, and thank you for watching.